Hi, good morning. Today is the 8th of January. Welcome to this meditation on grace. I would like to read with you Ephesians chapter 3, verse 13. I ask you, therefore, not to be discouraged because of my sufferings on your behalf, which are your glory. Paul is in prison and he's not complaining. He's not saying, "Oh my goodness, what am I doing here? I'm an innocent person and I'm in prison." Instead of doing that, he was praying for the church and he was writing letters: Ephesians, Colossians, Philemon, uh, uh, Philippians. And then later on, when he was again in prison, he wrote First Timothy, Second Timothy. Instead of just complaining, he was praying and writing letters. We know he was praying because he says so. In all these four letters, he prays for this church. And then here, he's going to pray at least twice. He prayed in chapter 1. He's praying. He's going to start praying now in verse 14. Paul is saying something that is extremely important here because instead of complaining about his life in prison, he is actually thinking about the church and he's thinking of this body of Christ. He's encouraging them actually and saying, "Don't be discouraged because of my sufferings. They are for you, for the church, on your behalf." He's in prison for Christ, for the gospel, but he's also in prison for the church. He's actually blessing them from his prison. What is the place of the church in your life, in your heart? There is no such a thing as a church. I am the church by myself, on my own, in my house, with my family, and and nobody else. There's no such a church in the Bible. The church is a temple, a living temple. The church is a body. The church is a people, a holy nation. That's what the church is. And in a temple, you have stones, lots of different stones. And Peter says that the stones are living ones. And in the body, we have members. Have you seen a hand walking by itself? You have seen it in the Adams Family movie, but not in reality. You might have seen it as well in a horror movie if you watch horror movies. But that's not the church. A hand on by itself is the Adams Family hand. The hand that walks on its own. But that's not the church. The church is a body where the two hands are connected to the body through the arms. We have got two ears, we have a nose, a mouth, and everything, even the members that you don't see, they're all part of the body and they are helping the body to exist and to function. That's what the church is. Paul believed that the church was so important that even his sufferings when he was in prison was for the church. It's on your behalf. They are your glory, he's saying here. Are you part of a local church? Of course, there is the universal church, but the real church is the local church, isn't it? It's the church you see, those people you walk with, you eat with, you enjoy a meal together, you enjoy a nice some time together on the mountains by the sea. You sing together, you pray together, you cry together. That's the church. And it's extremely important that you are part of a local body. Don't be a hand from the Adams Family movie. Be a member of God's body. Paul thought it was extremely important. In verse 14, that we're going to meditate maybe tomorrow, he says, "I bow my knee before the Father for this reason." He's talking about the church. He's talking about the family of God. Love thy neighbor. Love your brother and your sister and share your life. Share everything that God has given you with them. Pray for those who are being persecuted because they are the church of Christ. This morning, with our mission, we were praying for people in North Africa. Never seen those people, but we know that they are the church of Christ and we are praying for them. And maybe they are praying for us as well. To pray for people. We are not like there are some planets in our galaxy, and maybe in other galaxies as well, that are roaming in between different solar systems, completely lost. There is no life in such bodies. Ghost planets, they call them. And some stars as well, then from some reason, maybe because there was a black hole, it came out of the galaxy and it is in between galaxies, going like mad. There is no order, no life in things like that. You cannot be on your own. You have to be part of a local body to really be the Church of Christ. So I pray that this morning, today, this afternoon, I mean, when you're going to be watching this video, you think about the importance of being connected with other Christians in your area where you live. God bless you.